bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-da-da-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-da-da-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-ba-dum. Hello, my friends. Hello, Jacinta from Kentucky. Hello, and Joy. Hi. Wonderful to see you all. Good evening. It is Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. My name is Joette Calabrese, and I'm here every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to go over homeopathy, to teach you what I know, to share with you what I know, and to get you up and running with homeopathy more than ever so that it becomes your second nature, and for you to help each other. So, hello, my friends. For those of you who don't know me, as I said, my name is Joette. And for those who do know me, hi, friends. It's great to see you all. Love to see you joining in. Hello from Ohio, Amish country, says Joy, and from Wisconsin. This is what's in my purse, says Lisa. So tonight we're going to do something just a little different, a little fun. People ask me this all the time, and so I thought, why not? I'll share it with you. So I just got back from a trip and from Florida to Western New York. And so I carry extra things when I'm traveling, not only because I want them to be with me when I get there, but also if something were to happen, I'm not at home, it's good to have some backup, right? So I'm going to ask you to like and share and subscribe, my friends. Please do that. It helps us. It helps us build. And as you know, we're on Facebook and Twitter and Rumble and X and YouTube. So, by the way, I was banned from YouTube. I was given a, let's see if I can get this straight. They said that I gave medical advice that was unorthodox. I don't think those were the words they used, but that's essentially what they were saying. So we were taken off of YouTube for a while. The back of my hand was slapped. And so I actually consider it a badge of honor that that organization, etc., thinks that what I'm giving out is misinformation. That was the word. Medical misinformation. So I'm not going to give out medical misinformation. I'm going to give out the real thing. And so the real thing is using this form of medicine instead of. Now, I know there are people out there who are still using medications, conventional drugs, drugs of commerce. And I always urge them to stay with those medications if this for a chronic condition. We don't ever tell someone to step off of their certain medications, such as blood pressure drugs, hypertension. And we have to be very careful of those kinds of things. And so we use homeopathy so that the medications become unneeded. So because the homeopathy is making the correction and the medications become superfluous. So this is my bag right here. It's a big bag. I don't normally carry one this big, but I did because I was traveling. And I've got my phone in it, of course, and I've got my wallet, and I got some lipstick and some lip gloss, I should say. And then I have my remedies, and they're in this little bag. And so I'm going to tell you, first of all, when I do this, I often have a whole kit. Now, this is a kit that I purchased from Washington Homeopathics. It's got 50 remedies in it. They are 200 C's only. I also happen to have their old kit. I used to sell this, but I no longer do so because they don't manufacture it any longer. This is also from Washington Homeopathics, and it's got 100 remedies in it. If you can see that, I'll try to hold it still. And so I used to, I mean, I still carry this with me. I'm sorry that it's no longer found, no longer available. This has 100 remedies, as I said, and the last 9 of them are 200 potencies, and those remaining are 30 potency. So I usually carry this with me. Now, if I didn't have this with me, my friends, I would just carry just the 200C, because 50 remedies is pretty much all one really needs. You don't really need much more than this. For all conditions in life, certainly. But for most conditions, a little kit like this with 50 remedies in it and knowing how to use them, you may not know it immediately from the top, at the top of your head, but you can always use my blog, and Joette Calabrese, I don't know, let's say shin splints, Joette Calabrese, stomach pain, Joette Calabrese insect bites, and then you look in your kit and you use it. And that's the way that I have worked for years. I didn't have myself before looking up on my own blog. Instead, I had myself in a different way. I wrote these things down, and I had a catalog of the remedies that I found valuable. Plus, a lot of these kits often come with a little bit of information as to how to use the medicines. And this one does have this. It gives you some basic information on what remedy is used for what. So, for example, guiding symptoms, allergies can be allium cepa, apis, arsenicum, euphrasia, etc. And apprehension, argentum nitricum, calcarb, gelsemium, rustox, etc. So it does help to have something in a guiding symptom list such as that. Now let's get to my personal remedies, okay? Because I'm traveling, I carry more. But I'm going to tell you that when I am just dashing about town, picking up groceries, etc., things like that, running to the farm to pick up this or that, I don't carry much. What I do carry is, let's see if I can find it, my favorite, all-time favorite of all medicines ever known to mankind is Aconitum. Let's see if I can get this so that you can see this. Aconitum. And I'm going to put my hand back here just like all of those influencers do. Aconitum nipalis, 200C. Aconitum nipalis. Why is this so important? Well, I used this to help my mother when she had a stroke. I used it for my father when he was having a cardiac arrest. It's used for if there's an accident, an automobile accident, something shocking. I use it for if somebody's caught in the rain in cold weather and they get a chill and it feels like something might be coming on. I use it for that. And I will tell you, just yesterday I was with friends in Florida and we got caught in the rain and we were unprepared. And it wasn't just any old rain. As you know, in Florida, it was torrential rain. And even though we had umbrellas, we still all got saturated. And I had a thin little dress on and a pair of sandals, and we were just soaking wet. And so I had to be picked up from there. My husband picked me up to go directly to the airport. And I had to wear this wet dress for a while until I could get into my suitcase and choose something else to wear. And so last night, while we were flying, I felt a little off, a little something. Generally, I don't take remedies just because I feel a little something. But the circumstances were so clear because I had gotten a little chill, even though it was warm in Florida. I'd gotten a little chill because I was so saturated. Literally, my dress was stuck to my skin. And I could feel like I was kind of feeling a little out of sorts, so I took a dose of Aconitum 200 last night. Was I coming down with something? I don't know. But I don't feel like that today. I feel just fine today. So I keep my Aconitum nipalis for accidents, something shocking, something striking, something that is intense, such as if someone were to fall and it's kind of a shock to the system. As they land on the ground, their whole body is kind of shook up, or they have a head injury. This is the quintessential medicine, and I always keep it in a 200. Can you use a 30? One could. I prefer a 200C of Aconitum nipalis. Now, before you use a medicine, my friends, I can't urge you enough to read up on it. Don't just take because I just said so. When it comes time to use a medicine, I can't urge you enough to go to your Materia Medica and read up on it to make sure it fits. Okay, so it is also a fabulous medicine for anxiety. For anxiety that's unknown sometimes. It's just a free-floating anxiety. Something that maybe happened years ago that the person got over or apparently got over, but something is holding them, that anxiety, in place. So, Aconitum, my first one, and it's usually the first medicine in every kit because it's A and then C. Okay, that's Aconitum. My next medicine that I like to keep on hand is, let me just go through here, and I'm pulling them all out so you can take a look at them. I've got a number of them this time because I was traveling. My next one that I like very much is Nux vomica. Nux vomica 200C. Now, I don't take this that often. I don't know, a few times a year perhaps. If I were to eat bad chicken, or meat, if I felt achy, a cold coming on, and I was achy all over and weakened, then I might do it. But I don't use this. I don't keep this for me. I keep this for my husband. He is the one who needs Nux vomica more than I do, and so I like to keep it for him. He has his bottle of it, but I keep it on hand because I believe that it's such a good medicine for him. It helps him with sleep, it helps him with digestion, and with overwork, mental concentration, etc. Now, another one that I like to keep for my husband that I don't use is Lycopodium. I don't use it for myself. Lycopodium 200C, Lycopodium clavatum. And that is also, you see, all of these are in 200Cs, my friends. It doesn't mean you can't use a 30, but they are so far all in 200Cs. And this is very good for bloating, for gastrointestinal conditions, etc. Again, I don't take, it's not for me, it is for him. So far, all I've really got is Aconitum, but this one is for me. Arsenicum album. It is one of my favorite medicines. It's probably second to my love for Aconitum. Arsenicum album. I have found that it's been useful for me when I've been bitten by a lot of insects. So when I was bitten terribly by no-see-ums some years ago, Arsenicum album is what calmed down all of the tremendous itching and the restlessness and the anxiety that was associated with it, and the feeling like I was freaking out from insect bites. When I got no-see-um bites, it wasn't just one or two. At one time, I was covered in them. So Arsenicum album always pulls me out of that, or pulls me out of that sensation. Another time, years ago, I took a medication, and I had a bad reaction to it, and I felt restless and anxious and frightened. I took Arsenicum album, and it brought me right down. In fact, it wasn't I who came up with it. It was a friend of mine who was a homeopath who determined that I needed Arsenicum album, and it calmed me right down. So it's also a very good medicine for anxiety and for itching, allergic reactions, insect bites, also bad chicken, bad food. It can also be great for diarrhea and nausea and vomiting. These medicines have many applications. Just because I'm telling you some of the applications that I use them for doesn't mean that there are not many others. There are a myriad of other conditions that these medicines will cover. And how would we know this? Is when we go to a Materia Medica. Either you own my Materia Medica, or you go online and go to Phatak, Phatak, or Boricke, Boericke, or Dr. James Tyler Kent, or Robin Murphy's Materia Medica. That's not online for free, but the others are. You will learn that these medicines have grand uses. Okay. Now, I don't really have allergies much anymore. I used to have severe, very, very severe allergies. But I still carry this around just in case, whether it's for me or it's for someone else. I love this medicine too. It's, see if you can see it. It's called Histaminum, hydrochloricum, Histaminum, hydrochloricum 30C. It's when we don't know what else to use and there's an allergic reaction and the person is suffering. It could be any kind of allergic reaction. Could be urticaria. Could be the eyes are swollen and itchy. Could be breathlessness, coughing. Whatever it is that's an allergic reaction, that is Histaminum can be a very good medicine. And what's wonderful about this is that you can take it in conjunction with another medicine. Let's say the person had the insect bites and you were using Arsenicum album. My guess is Arsenicum album would take care of it. But let's say it didn't, and that you're still getting that allergic reaction, that poisonous reaction from the insect venom. Then you could also use Histaminum. It's an excellent medicine for that. And you can take these medicines frequently. The more extreme the situation, the more frequently we take it. How frequently? Well, for me, for when I was eaten up by no-see-ums, those many years ago, it had to have been, I don't know, 32 years ago. I took Arsenicum album every few minutes. I don't know, every 10 minutes, every 5 to 10 minutes, and it made a huge difference in very, very short order. Within the first remedy, I could tell the difference. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Some questions, some ideas. Okay, any suggestions for noisy tooting gas after eating beans? We're not really talking about that, but I will tell you, beans cause that, my friends. What can I say? All legumes should be soaked for 12 hours, for 24 hours, so that the acid that's in them is calmed down. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think beans are a very good food. Just my opinion. Doesn't mean you shouldn't eat it. I mean, certainly you want to be able to eat beans because, if you go out and you go to a Mexican restaurant or you go to someone's house. But I would not include beans in a diet on a regular basis. I used to, but I no longer do that. All right. Let's just see. Yeah, carbo-veg. Okay, lycopodium helps me, probably with gastrointestinal issues, and but lycopodium helps me, but carbo-veg does not. Okay, lycopodium. People are talking about arsenicum, talking about lycopodium, and you're helping each other. I love it. I carry lycopodium wherever I go, says Barbara. You bet. Don't go without it. Don't be without it, my friends. It can be a lifesaver. Now, another one that can be very useful, of course, is arnica. But believe it or not, I don't know that I even carry that. It's in the kit, but I don't believe I carry it separately. I don't know if you can hear my little bottles moving around here. I don't keep arnica on hand. I used to keep it on hand when my children were young and they were falling out of trees. They would run into trees when they were skiing. Actually, they'd be mortified if they thought I'd said that. They did not run into trees when they were skiing. They're all excellent skiers. But for skiing accidents, if someone else ran into them, Arnica montana, I would always have on hand. No doubt about it. Now, I have it at home. I certainly have it in the kit. And my children would carry it when they were younger because it's great for injuries, soft tissue, broken bones, concussions. Let me think if I can think of something else. Contusions, black and blue, etc. Very important. I have many boron empty tubes and the same remedies from Helios. Can I fill the boron tubes with the same remedies but different brand? No one has ever asked me that, and I've often wondered that myself. My guess is if it's the same potency, the same remedy, and they're both reputable companies, and both of those companies are Boron and Helios, then I would say you're probably okay. Any idea what to use for molluscum? Go to my skin course. Plus, I've also talked about that on my blog. Molluscum contagiosum, it's called, and I'm almost certain that I've written about that. Joe at Calabrese, Molluscum contagiosum. Recommendation for severe reactions to perfumes and scented products. My throat swells. 2 remedies. I'm not going to tell you what they are, my friend. Christy, I would take the allergic course. If you are that allergic to something that you have no control over, because you really don't have that much control over it, you don't know when somebody's going to come up to you and smell terrible, you might want to take my course called Allergic. And you go to Joe at Calabrese Learning Center, scroll down to the allergic course, and I talk about not only the medicines that should be taken on a regular basis, but also the medicine to have in your purse when it happens, depending on how it presents. Swollen throat, absolutely different. It's much different than eyes that are itchy, right? That's the way it works. What helps to heal gut, to heal food allergies? My course called Good Gut, Bad Gut. My friends, all of this, let me just put it to you this way. I've been around a long time. I've been doing this a long time. I know what people are looking for because I know what I was looking for as a young mother, as a middle-aged mother, and now as an older mother. I've worked with tens of thousands of clients and even more students. And I have to tell you, I've put it all together for you. If you go to Joette's Learning Center, you're going to learn a great deal. Meanwhile, before you go that far, go to my blog, Joette Calabrese, Gut, Food Intolerances, Food Allergies. There's more to it than you don't just say, oh, food intolerance is here, take this medicine. It's not that simple. It depends on how it's presenting. Is it with bloating? Is it diarrhea? Is it burning? Is it indigestion? Is it joint pain? You can get joint pain, my friends, from food intolerances. Super common, especially at my age. People who are around my age have that. Yes. Do I have stickers on the bottom of my tubes? I add my own stickers. So this is the way I do it. I use a little reinforcement sticker that you use for reinforcing holes in a loose leaf, and I stick it, and I don't put it on the top. This is the top. I put it on the bottom because the top gets moved around a lot when you're opening it, and this way it's not touched as easily. Let's see what else we've got here. My mighties are coming up with good ideas. Now, I don't know if I've got this right here, but I, every once in a while, have a problem with joints. My knees can bother me sometimes, especially if I haven't had enough water. And I don't drink enough water, I'll be honest. I know I don't. It's something I have to force myself to do. And then I'll take Roost Tox. I'll take it in a 200. Every once in a while, if it's really bad, I'll take it in a 1M. And then it aborts ship. It ends. The pain is gone. The stiffness is gone. And it's not gone just for 10 minutes or a day or 2 days. It's gone generally for weeks, sometimes months. Then if I need it again, I take another dose. So I'll carry that in my purse. But I'll also tell you some other medicines that I'm finding very useful for the present respiratory type conditions. And I've put this together in a rubber band so that I can find it readily. And that is Quebracho, and it's spelled Quebracho, Quebracho. It looks like it's Quebracho, but it's pronounced Quebracho. And I'd use it in a 30th potency. If someone looks as though they're coming down with the newest, the latest, the greatest new virus, whatever might be going around, I often will use Quebracho. And I have to credit my friend Leanne for that, because I never had used Quebracho until she started to use it and report to us in our academy how often it has been of use. Let's see. You folks are talking about books. Why Nux Vomica 200 person instead of a Nux Vomica 30? Nux Vomica 30 is more for constipation, my friends. 200 is more for foods that might have caused trouble or a cold. Doesn't mean a 30 won't act. It just means 200 is a little closer to the right potency. I keep my Nux 30 with me all the time. That and Aconitum 200, says Mary. What about something for concussion? Yeah, that's Arnica. For a concussion that is just happened by, absolutely, Arnica 200. Yeah, we keep Arnica on hand for bumps and headaches. You bet. Arnica and Cuprum metallicum. Thank you, Debbie. You learned well, because that Cuprum metallicum and Arnica is a Banerjee protocol. Used it recently for my daughter. Cuprum metallicum will keep the child, or the person, I should say, from developing seizures after a head injury. Let's see, maybe, okay, I see some people are, love good gut, bad gut, says Heather. Thank you, Heather. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Okay. I have to put stickers on my tubes. I know it does help. And let's see, Helios jet lag has radiation remedies, and so does the Banerjee Protocol book, as well as I write about EMFs in my survivalist guide. Where to buy Quebracho? Well, it's right here. It's on boron. You can buy it right directly from boron. And the other medicine that I have attached to it by a rubber band is Naja. 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 And I like that for when the cold or whatever it is gone down into the chest. Quebracho from boron, yes. Nux helps my son with car sickness, yes. Nux vomica can also be very useful if something happens. Let's say someone's in an accident, an automobile accident, and they are brought to the emergency room. And what do they do in emergency rooms? They perform tests, they administer drugs, and when people are exposed to drugs, some people are not affected as much as others, but we humans are not intended to have drugs. And I'm not saying that we wouldn't go ahead and have an anesthetic if you had to go through surgery. But if there's a downside to drugs as well. The upside is that it minimizes pain, but the downside is someone can end up vomiting relentlessly. They could be fuzzy-headed afterwards. They can feel drunk. They can have constipation, and that's also when we would use Nux vomica. Yeah, nausea for when the cold moves into the chest. That's right. And nausea, I like it in a 200. I like it in a 30. Some people even use it higher than that. Let's see what other questions we've got here. Yes, please don't forget to like and comment and share, particularly now that YouTube is on to me. We thought maybe they were on to me long ago, but I think this one was more specific, where they said I was giving misinformation. I still have not found the remedy that fixes my insomnia reliably. Arsenicum album 200 worked incredibly well once and never again. Same with Arnica, Coffea cruda, and Avena sometimes works, sometimes not. Frustrating. Listen, let me tell you something, Alice. You need to get your repertory, open it up, and look under insomnia. The medicine, there must be, I'm going to take a guess, 80 medicines from which to choose. When I teach you to consider using arsenicum or coffea or Ignatia is another good one, or Avena sativa, these are all the top medicines, the ones that are the most commonly used. But if you go through all those other medicines and look at them, and then look at each one in your Materia Medica and see which one fits you, what that means. Fixes insomnia. That doesn't tell us, and not that I expect you to tell me right now, Alice, but what is your insomnia? You don't fall asleep? Or you fall asleep and wake frequently? Or you fall asleep for a while and then wake at 3 a.m? Or, you see what I'm saying? So it depends. Are you falling asleep and waking from nightmares? Are you falling asleep and then waking from a hot flash? Or is it from restless leg syndrome, etc., etc.? So the remedies that I've talked about are those medicines that are specific for a large segment of the population. But once we have a little bit of a picture, and we can get tighter in on what is happening in this particular situation, now we get an idea of what's going on. So let me also say, the wrong medicine is very rarely wrong when it comes to homeopathy. because what it does is it brings you to what to look at next. What's presenting now? Well, one might say, well, I still have insomnia. Yes, but it used to be that you were waking up every hour. Now it's that you're waking up after 4 hours. Something has changed. And that change is what you're going to use to determine what the next medicine is that you need to move to. And as Dr. James Compton Burnett so aptly put it, I'm going to paraphrase what he said. When you look at a ladder and you put it up against a window to help someone climb down the ladder during a fire that's up on the second floor, do you ask which rung was the one that saved that person's life? No, my friends. We have to change and look according to what is happening next. And we use one medicine and then perhaps another medicine. And we don't just choose them willy-nilly. We use them as per what is presenting. It used to be, I'll reiterate it, that my insomnia was that I would wake up every few minutes. Now my insomnia is still there. Still have insomnia, but now it's insomnia that comes about after 3 hours. See what I'm saying? So don't be frustrated. Know that you are moving in the right direction as long as you are using your newest, freshest, most noteworthy symptoms that are presenting now. That's what makes your symptoms reliable, because they are now. They're happening as a result of the last medicine having been used and allowing the person to gain some movement forward. You may not think you're moving forward, but I would guess that if someone were taking the case for you and they took notes on exactly how you were presenting insomnia a year ago, my guess is it's slightly changed. All right, my friends, I think we have done it. Wonderful to see you all. We'll see you next Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll do homeopathy again. Bye.
With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. My family needs me, so I must know our remedies. How much to take, how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. Athusa, no dairy, it's elementary. With arnica head, arsenic of fed, spigelia slither, orms from wither, no more. My family needs of me, so I improve my memory. Not only the rems, but how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With your homeopathic protocols, learn your remedies. Bella so red and arnica head, Drosera bark, Ignatia dark, source of frigid and cuprum to rigid, and crude itches, calica barnicum, let it melt on your gumbo, vista weed are some great ways to treat ya. La 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 la, homeopathic protocols, learn your remedies. With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. My family needs a me, so I must know our remedies. How much to take, how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With our homeopathic protocols, you learn your remedies. Athusa no dairy, it's elementary with arnica head, arsenica fed, spigelia slither, orm sperm wither, no more. My family needs a me, so I improve my memory. Not only the rems, but how often to treat, and when to stop, and when to repeat. With your homeopathic protocols, learn your remedies. Bella so red and arnica head, drosera bark, ignatia dark, source of frigid and cuprum to rigid, and crude itches, calica bonicum, let it melt on your gumbo, vista weed are some great ways to treat yellow. La 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 la, homeopathic protocols, learn your remedies.